Hi, welcome to the Light Deception. Today we're going to be wrapping up the isms as related to socialism, as related to Marxism, and we're going to be moving on to other isms out there. But I wanted to take this time to let you know we're going to be going on a hiatus at the Light of Deception as far as just on YouTube. We're going to be freshening up every single one of the segments that have already been put out, from the isms related to deception to what is social justice and what is the social gospel as related to socialism, what is a social change agent as related to socialism, and then what talking about a little bit about Christian socialism and socialism as a broad spectrum of one of the isms. And today we did talk about also Sal Alinsky, rules for radicals, and we went over the 13 rules that he has, and we were going to backtrack into Marxism, dealing with Karl Marx. So I'm going to close it up like that. We're going to go actually and really work on some lighting issues, sound issues. We're going to be talking, doing a little bit of editing as far as articulation, cold reads, really freshening up everything so it comes out as it's not shooting upwards towards my face. We're going to be dealing with all kinds of issues. I had some people step up to help, so that is fantastic. I'm hoping I'm going to leave what I already have set forth out there just to hold the spaces. And we don't know how long we're going to be able to have a voice before everything is shut down too. So I'd rather have information out there that's not perfect, but it's a start for anybody interested. That's really at the beginning aspects of learning about how world globalism and all the isms relating to deception all work, how they all work together. And we're going to be talking about capitalism soon enough, nationalism. We're going to be talking about the mystical isms, Christian isms. I mean, it's going to be a really large segment of back-to-back YouTube videos. I'm probably going to take a hiatus for about 2 weeks to freshen everything up. Put everything back into place. If you go to the link, you'll notice that it's under My Stories. You'll find all of my YouTube videos. They're under my YouTube segments. And you'll notice in about 2 weeks' time, I'll start one by one replacing them with better quality imagery, a little bit more of a fresher read in the articles, a little more articulation, those kind of things. Hopefully the lighting will be much better. The position of the camera should be much better at that point as well. So thank you for coming alongside me. I really need your prayers right now, because I know that when we talk about these kind of issues that are true, anybody out in the world that's pushing for this false narrative, this global agenda, will be pushing back. So I do pray for our home, our family, the YouTube videos, that they stay lasting some time longer. I know eventually we'll be shut down on all social media, because they have to silence us in order to get their whole agenda met. You got to silence those that are conservative, Christians, capitalist, those kind of things are going to be shut down. So I didn't want to leave you hanging with the Karl Marx, so we're going to go ahead and finish up under PowerPoints. It's called Sounds Good, Is It? And as you read down, you'll notice that Karl Marx and Sal Alinsky are talked back to back. I did it the opposite way as we're wrapping up the isms for a time. So let's talk a little bit about who Karl Marx is. Okay. This is going to be Karl Marx and the Communist Manifesto. Your Guide to Karl Marx and the Communist Manifesto. History Extra. Your Guide to Karl Marx. Who was he? What was the Communist Manifesto, and why is he important? The influential communist thinking Karl Marx, who died on March 14th, 1883. Okay, we're going to skip over Russia for now. I needed to move down so we can get to today. So it says, today, Karl Marx remains the most prominent of the modern thinkers to suggest that capitalism is a historically limited phase of development, and to contend that the vastly more humane system of production and distribution might replace it. Despite the shortcomings noted above, Marx is a focal point for current discussions about humanity's future and development. The greatest problem facing humanity this century is arguably environmental collapse. Of course. Here, curiously, Marx has perhaps failed to see that a proletarian revolution might give rise to and this is an interesting one, bogus one, where the workers come to define themselves as consumers. Marx envisions a communist style in which high levels in industrial production would ensure a good standard of living for the entire population. His theory did not account for the issues of scarcity of resources and overpopulation. Indeed, they were not relevant to his epic, right? Or his approach, because it was, he was in, what did he die in, 1882, something like that. However, what Marx did scrutiny observe was that those who profit from the existing system would resist a fundamental change to it, even if it jeopardized the lives of future generations to come. The rationale of capitalism lies in the Marxism-ization of profit. No other ends can modify this aim, but the survival of humanity. Marx realized clearly indicates that other strategies must be adopted if we are to avoid the worst form of dystopian future. Here Marx offers, if not comfort, at least inspiration. That's what some people would think, right? So there's some words here to discuss. He wasn't a big fan of capitalism. He thought there was a better way to establish a more utopian society based in communism, which is the Communist Manifesto. You throw over the government, you create another system of redistribution of wealth. It talks about the overpopulation of society, which is something that they're running with right now, right? So they're going to do the Ice Age, and then there was global warming, and now it's just climate change. So they have to have a global reason for society to turn over, for men to join hands and to usher in another system that's going to work globally. So they stay away from the capitalism that has been really successful, has put many people to work, has been working overall for society, but they have trained a new, I would say, generation of people to think that the government needs to have more control. So if the government has more control, then people have less control. So that the government has major control, let's say they establish all the wealth and they distribute the money, who do you think is going to pay for all that? It's going to be the people. So they're going to be taxed at like 70%, and you're going to be living off 30%. So what used to be middle class will now be poverty. So mankind will be at the point where they're eating out the trash cans, right? Like they are in Venezuela. There's going to be a dictatorship like North Korea. There's going to be communism going on like in China. So what, and then Russia? I mean, is this what we're looking for in America? Is that the collapse of the system of capitalism? And conservative people are silenced, Christians are silenced, Jews are silenced, whatever they need to do to get their Communist Manifesto, or you want to call it rules for radicals, to overthrow society, right? So they're using whatever it is. What do they say? Carl said, what is a means to an end? We didn't look at where you can find that article, so I'm going to ask you to go ahead and go onto the site and scroll down and you will get the answers to that. And I hope this all helps you stay out of the light of deception. Thank you.